Welcome back to Real Estate This Week, the online news channel for those of you who call Staten Island home. I'm Hannah J. with realestatesiny.com. There's a lot in the news this week for Hurricane Sandy recovery and preparations being made for future storms. First, let's start off with the new housing recovery program that was announced this past week. It sounds great, but do you qualify? Mayor Bloomberg announced a new housing recovery program on June 3rd called NYC Build It Back. Under this program, qualifying participants whose homes were damaged by Sandy will be able to get their residences repaired or rebuilt. For those who have already made repairs with funding of their own, there is a possibility of them being reimbursed, but only if the repairs were not extensive. Homeowners will also be able to transfer their properties over to the government under the program. The $648 million in federal funding, part of the $1.77 billion approved by the federal government last month, will be used to finance the program. The mayor had urged all citizens to sign up for the program, but it seems as though eligibility for the program is strict. If you would like to sign up for the program, you can visit the city's website, www.nyc.gov. For more information, you can call 311. If you don't feel like sitting on hold with 311, it would probably be best to apply for the program, as the city does not feel the need to reveal any pertinent information on their website. That same day, the governor announced an initiative of his own. The initiative, known as Fuel NY, caters to gas stations and will be in effect next year. The initiative only applies to gas stations that sell more than 75,000 gallons of fuel a month and will mandate the installation of transfer switches at those stations. The purpose of this is to ensure that they have backup power in the event of an emergency. By April 1st of 2014, transfer switches must be installed at gas stations located within half a mile of highway exits or hurricane evacuation routes. This places over 24 gas stations in that path for Staten Island alone. 30% of chain gas stations will be required to install transfer switches by August 1st of 2015. This would apply to about 12 additional gas stations on Staten Island. $17 million will be provided for the initiative, with gas stations choosing to install a transfer switch and generator receiving $13,000, and gas stations only installing transfer switches receiving $10,000. A new tracking system will soon be put in place for patients of hospitals and the like. On June 5th, Governor Cuomo announced a new tracking system that will be put in place by this year's hurricane season. Training will begin this month for the New York State Evacuation of Facilities and Disasters System, known simply and cleverly as NYSE Fines. The system will utilize barcode wristbands, which will be worn by patients of hospitals, nursing homes, psychiatric and adult care centers, and residential treatment programs, among others. The purpose of the system is so that these patients can be tracked during evacuations. In the event of an evacuation, the location of patients can be tracked and updated using handheld scanners and mobile apps, or with paper if necessary. The wristbands will not only display a barcode, but also the facility in which the wearer is a patient. Also on June 5th, the New York City Council members announced a 10-bill legislation package, hearings for which will take place in mid-June. The 10 bills address major issues associated with the way New York City handles crises such as Hurricane Sandy. Some of the bills go hand in hand with Governor Cuomo's plans discussed earlier. The first bill requires the Office of Emergency Management to provide the City Council with regular reports on their plans for coastal storms, while the second and third require the agency to create recovery and outreach plans for the communities. The fourth and fifth bills require the city to have an evacuation plan and a tracking system in place for healthcare patients with special medical needs. The sixth bill requires the city to have a strategy for the distribution of food and water, while the seventh addresses the need for a sheltering plan. The eighth bill requires the Office of Emergency Management and New York City's Department of Small Business Services to have a recovery plan in place for small businesses. The ninth bill requires the city to have proper procedures and communications in place if there is a shortage of fuel, and the last bill requires the city to have backup power for the purpose of transportation during and after an emergency. Hearings will take place at the City Hall on June 18th. The Sing for Hope pianos are back. The 88 Sing for Hope pianos were deployed in New York City on the 1st of the month for the enjoyment of the city's residents. The pianos, designed by artists of all ages, will be here for a limited time only, so if you'd like to join in the fun, you better hurry up, because they will be leaving our city by June 16th. 10 of the 88 pianos can be found on Staten Island, and there is no fee to play them. There are 5 on the North Shore, which can be found at the Staten Island Ferry Terminal, Snug Harbor, Faber Park, Tappan Park, and Clove Lakes Park. The 2 pianos in the Mid-Island section of Staten Island are located at the Greenbelt Nature Center and historic Richmond Town. The remaining 3 pianos can be found at Blue Heron Park, Bloomingdale Park, and Conference House Park. You can find out about upcoming events and other programs by Sing for Hope by visiting their website at www.singforhope.org. Here are the latest updates on residential construction for Staten Island. Staten Island will soon see new homes being constructed on the east and west shores. On the west shore, 4 one-family detached homes will be constructed in the neighborhood of Travis. These homes will be located on Alberta Avenue between Wild Avenue and Victory Boulevard. On the east shore, 2 two-family detached homes are planned for the Dungan Hills section of Staten Island. They will be constructed between Bear Street and Johnson Place on Raritan Avenue. Here are some upcoming events for Staten Island. On June 22nd, Lombardi's Harley-Davidson will be hosting their annual block party at 442 Bay Street in Stapleton. The event will take place from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. with live music, contests, food, and more. The cost for admission is $15, and proceeds will go toward Hurricane Recovery Group Staten Strong. For more information, you can call the shop directly at 718-447-4009 or visit their website at www.lombardi-hd.com. On June 27th, Assemblywoman Nicole Malliotakis and the Staten Island University Hospital will be hosting their 2013 Boardwalk Bash at Midland Beach. The event will take place from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. near the Turtle Fountain. It will consist of arts and crafts, Zumba, giveaways, and free health information. For more information, you can contact Nicole Malliotakis by calling 718-987-0197 or by emailing malliotakis@assembly.state.ny.us. Don't forget about the Celebrate America event on June 29th. It will be held from 6:30 p.m. until 9 p.m. at Wolf's Pond Park. The event will be held by Borough President Molinaro and will consist of a concert and fireworks display. Here's the latest update on park closures for Staten Island. The playgrounds at Conference House Park and Faber Pool and Park are closed, and it looks as though the pool at Faber Pool and Park will not be open at all this summer. The barbecuing area and hockey rink at Wolf's Pond Park are still closed as well. Lieutenant John H. Martinson Playground, Midland Playground, and Tottenville Shore Park are completely off limits to the public. Since these parks are still closed, why not check out the Sing for Hope pianos? Thanks for watching, and be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also check out our blog at trendingsiny.com. Once again, this is Hannah J. signing off with realestateSINY.com.